Good morning, namaste. I am Veer to Delta Hotel. Handle Das. Name is Dev Das, and my QTH is Chennai. I have great pleasure in making this presentation because right from beginning there are a lot of confusion over the import customs procedure and things like that. In fact, most of the hams had a understanding that there is something difficult and it is not permitted. We need to have an import license from WPC, and it is a very sensitive thing, very scary issue, and all that. So, in the past, many people start contacting because my profession is import export services and international freight forwarding. So, I'm somewhat familiar about it. Uh, there is a proposal to make this presentation. I am assisting many hams in doing this service. In fact, all the service I am doing is free. Now, thanks to our Vilas Bhai, who has proposed me in making this presentation, and I wish to thank you to PTR Thiagu, motivated me in making PowerPoint presentation, and of course, Mangesh definitely supported me in making this presentation presentable to you all. Import customs process. Now, many people are under the impression that import is something little difficult, which need to have an import license. It is some sensitive or something scary. You don't have to have any of such thing in your mind. You can import without any import license on payment of GST of 18%. You can import. There is no value limitation like 75,000 used to be the earlier limitation. It's all removed. Only thing is that you cannot import number of pieces like 5 pieces, 10 pieces. That becomes trading activity. So in the case of VHF handheld, you can import 2 pieces, but other base stations, though there is no regulations, if you import more than 1 piece, then it becomes trading. Everyone need to have only one, unless you have a particular reason, or you can make number of imports in different shipments. But in one shipment, if you import number of pieces, couple of pieces, it is going to be a problem. Ministry of Finance, as you know, customs works under Ministry of Finance. They announce a customs tariff and budget every year, as you know, in which until 2019 and 20, the amateur radio equipments were classified under tariff number 85 25 60 13, 85 25 60 13, which was straight away custom duty nil, 0, and 18% GST. Current financial year 2021, the item is classified under HSN 25 85 25 60 00, 85 25 60 00, and the description amateur radio equipment is removed from the tariff. Instead, it is generalized as transmission apparatus incorporating reception apparatus, which is read with notification number 24, dated 1st March 2005, serial number 16, which means that the policy earlier there was a system of giving a WPC permit, which is removed 5 years back, where when the custom duty was 20%, upon a recommendation letter from WPC, the basic custom duty from 20% used to be 5%. So that permit from WPC issued earlier was only for exempting the custom duty from 20% to 5%. Now it is after 5 years back, this is revised, and it is custom duty 0 and 18% is the GST. At the end of the presentation, if anybody have a clarification, I can do that. And the spare parts required for all this our ham equipment is classified under HSN number 8529 10 12, which includes antenna and accessories. HSN 8529 10 21 are for accessories, and which attracts a rate of duty of 27.735%. So there you don't need to even produce a ham radio license. The only thing is that we have to produce is ham license, as there's no separate import license required. Now I'll go to the second slide. This I have already explained that current year 2000, last year it was 2019 and 20, it was specifically mentioned as amateur radio equipment. This year 2021, it has been generalized as transmission apparatus incorporating reception apparatus. WPC has already issued an online clarification that there is no separate import license to be produced by any amateur radio stations, because there used to be a lot of references, a lot of objection from customs part. It all depends on the officers coming that they used to have a misunderstanding. Now, if you enclose, I request the supplier to enclose a copy of the amateur radio license along with the shipment. They don't need to refer you back for production of documents, send a show cause notice, and etc. This can be avoided by sending a copy in advance to the dealer or supplier. Another important point is that when we place an order, you have to ask the supplier to mention the description as amateur radio equipment and not any other description. That is the most appropriate nomenclature to be declared in customs. Now, again, it is important to mention the model number, make, and the frequency which it operates. In the case of VHF, it should be 144 to 146 megahertz, and VHF 434 to 438 megahertz in the case of UHF. But invariably, of late, when we make a purchase online, this operates from 142 to 147 or 148, which means it is out of frequency. Here we are giving an opportunity for the customs people to make an objection or reject our request for claim. For claim under the nil customs duty. Now, if import happens by post parcel, normally this import comes by air freight. There are the three different modes. One is air freight, second is courier, and third one is post parcel. When we import happen through post parcel, all the items are classified under HSN 9804. Under 9804, customs duty is 40%. So if you make shipment by air freight and shipment by courier, straight away it goes as amateur radio equipment with 0 customs duty and 18% GST. In post parcel alone, the customs claims that it shows to be classified under 9804 chapter, and it will attract 40% customs duty. We are making some various amateur radio organizations and clubs are making representations to central government to change this, because amateur radio equipment is specifically classified, as I mentioned earlier, and it is a notified item. We cannot be generalized as import for personal use. Any item you import personal use are classified as 98, but not amateur radio. I will move to the next slide. Procedure to be followed, I will repeat. The item has to be classified as 8525-6000 and specifically as amateur radio equipment. This notification 24 of 1st March 2005 under serial number 16, customs duty is nil. And the item has to be specifically mentioned as amateur radio with the model number, make, brand, frequency it operates. If you have all these details, it will be very helpful for you to get out of customs easily. as I said, enclose amateur radio and the purchase invoice, everything should get out of customs so easily. If it is donated or gifted by somebody abroad, you can also you can enclose a declaration to this effect along when the shipment leaves. Now, I'll go to FAQ, frequently asked questions. Bringing ham equipment from abroad as hand luggage. As a hand luggage, the passenger can always bring equipment, provided you produce a custom, the amateur radio license, and justify that you are a genuine ham, and they will allow clearance. But invariably, when you bring it along with you, it will be considered as a personal baggage, part of personal baggage. So there are possibilities that customs will ask you to demand 40% customs duty as baggage, in which case it will be classified as under Chapter 9804. Bringing ham equipment from abroad by a relative or a friend. Actually, this is not permitted. You only have to bring a license, or holder alone can bring. So bringing through a friend or a relative is really not legal. Therefore, it is better not to attempt these kind of imports. Why we are bringing by post? It is because of logistics economy, but unfortunately that customs is not taking it as considering as amateur radio. It will be considered as baggage, part of baggage. That is why it is classified in a different heading and attracts more rate of duty. Import of used equipment. Actually, the policy, import policy says that you cannot import a used item or second-hand item which requires chartered engineer certificate. It needs an examination. It need to have a certificate of its residual life. So many procedures. So it is better to avoid importing second-hand equipment, and you need to have a environment license from the Electronics Department, Government of India, which is a very big hassle. So the certificate from chartered engineer costs a lot of money. So it is better not to attempt import of second-hand equipment, which requires a lot of procedures. Gifting equipment. Gifting is permitted either by your relatives or by friends or any other ham club from abroad. To this effect, you need to have a certificate, and if the customs is not even worried about asking for a certificate, but and definitely you will get rate of duty as customs duty 0 and GST 18%. Thereby, total duty is only 18%. Import by Amazon or any other online purchase also is permitted, provided it is coming under courier or air freight mode. Again, if it comes by post, it will be considered as personal baggage item used for personal use, which will attract 40% customs duty. Otherwise, by courier mode, it is 18% only. And if this job is given to a custom broker or a international freight forwarder or a custom broker, they are going to charge us a lot of money. Like it is ranging from 5,000 rupees to 8,000 rupees for single clearance. That is the reason many people are attempting shipments by courier and courier and postal mode. So you can avoid using a custom broker. You can do it yourself, or the postal department will directly process it and send it to your home. Courier, in this say in the case of courier also, they do the clearance and deliver it at your home. Now I am just giving a gist of it in a statement. Amateur radio equipment as personal baggage. Amateur radio equipment as courier is 85256000. Read with notification 24 of 2005, serial number 16. is customs duty is nil and GST is 18%. Import via post will be classified under 9804, customs duty at 40%. Spare parts 85, 29, 10, 12. Customs duty is 27.735, say 28% rounded off. Similarly, antenna also. And this item number 1 and 2, you need item number 1, you need to have a 1 and 2, you need to have a produce a ham license, but 2, 3 and 4 being spare parts and merit customs duty of 37.735%, you don't need to really produce, but if they insist, you have to furnish. Suggestion: there's a discrepancy by most customs officers that amateur radio can do something wrong, restricted, sensitive, all that that it is therefore suggested that you enclose a copy of the license at the time of placing the order, so that the shipment accompanies that and they understand that this is a license and they easily release the shipment. However, representation is now being made by various ham clubs and for example our federation also, that RC also is trying to make a representation so that in future they will make a special notification to all Indian customs not to disturb hams while they importing the equipments. The reason why we are hams are importing the equipment by post is that if you air freight, if you send by courier, it is going to be expensive, and courier is the cheapest mode. But unfortunately, they interrupt that the import by post has to be considered as personal import and thereby charging higher rate of duty. But this kind of practice is not in existence in any other country excepting India. So that is why we are making a representation. So I'm coming to end of the presentation, but here I'll again clarify the apparatus, that is accessories. Accessories are permitted in a different classification as I given in the last slide statement, and these are all like a combination of frequency, amateur frequencies with the accessories like assembled kit for HF and UHF. This is permitted as spare parts, and apart from kit, we have a grid dip oscillator, radio frequency interface filter, balloon transformer, SWR bridge, reflectometer. These are all listed in the Indian customs tariff under the heading given in my previous slide. The spare parts are like transistors and diodes, triodes, variable condensers, precision capacitors. All that is again listed there. Now, rotators and antenna, all that also comes under accessories, which can be cleared without any hassle, provided we pay 27.735% customs duty in total. So I can share, it will be posted in the presentation. This slide will be posted in the presentation. Anybody have any clarification? End of this presentation can ask for clarification, or you can contact me on my mobile phone on WhatsApp, and email is given here. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I thank Pune Amateur Radio Club, to VPR Vilas, Olman Mankesh, all other friends. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. 73. Namaste.